¿Qué tal, chicos de Bastardos Dragon? Nos encontramos aquí en YCS Costa Rica. Tenemos aquí a Raphaël Neven, que acaba de hacer top 8. Hey Raph, how did you like the event? About your matchups, your deck profile, everything?
I like the event. It's my first time in Costa Rica. It's pretty good experience. I lost in the Swiss to my Flunder opponent. Played a lot of different decks. Played a couple tiers, Sprite, Exorcister, very scary. And then in Top Cut I played Tier, my friend Christian Arena. Sadly we had to play because he really deserves to go hard. Then I played Exorcister, which was really scary, and then I lost to a teammate who was also playing Tier. Overall the deck performed really well. Big shout outs to Vince and Pierluigi. Pierluigi, thank you for helping me. He texted me a lot the last couple of days. Bowden as well, and then in general just anyone in WAP, Luxury Gaming, my sponsor, thank you for supporting me. Paolo, who's my roommate, and we also worked a lot on the deck, and Quiche.
Awesome.
Alright, monsters, I play none of each bit still because they're the best hand traps in the game, and I don't think you can play less because we came to the conclusion that there's no breaking the board in the mirror. It's just, like, you need to prevent it. Even with all the interaction cards I have in the main deck, I still wanted more. Pablo made Imperm. I last minute decided not to play Imperm, but I would like to play Effect Vader or something because it's pretty good to hit kit. And you just need more hand traps. These are not enough until we get the new one. So yeah, for the tiers, just free. You could play less rhinos. It's just we decided on Scream. Paulo and I really like that card, and then this plus Scream is just such a good like interaction that we want the multiples of that. It's also really good to mill if you play multiple screens because then you can search the trap by just playing
Edgar Leonel Escarcega Santana.
For the Ishizu cards, I played these.
Edgar Leonel Escarcega Santana.
These were a for sure. We were very not sure on callback because it's not a real hand trap, like not always, and we don't play Orange Light because in the mirror that's just not a very good card. Because a lot is chain blocked, and using it on the weather shouldn't really happen unless you have like 2 other hand traps, because usually they can set up crime. But in the end I still wanted to have Orange Light somewhere, so I sided it, but if you want to do that you need to have at least 9 fairies. So I put it back in, but I think Paulo played 2 in the end. This should probably been banned. Terraforming. So Triple Scream, this card is insane. The only time this is not good is going second in the mirror, but this is Costa Rica and I did expect to play some other matchups, like more Sprite, Exorcister for example, and in all of those matchups going second this card just gets you so far because their decks are usually a bit slower, so you get multiple turns of just milling free for free, and of course this is also a really good mill. It makes a lot going on the search for kit for Merly if you don't have it yet a lot safer because you're gonna mill 8, you have 3 in deck, not that 1 like some other people play, so you have a lot of like chance to just get the trap anyway, not having to search of kit colors. 1 heartbeat. Really glad I made this because game 1 against Christian he plays the Mystic Mind version with Tier, and if I didn't have this in my deck I would just lose, but in general it's just a really good card against Exorcister or Flunder. This won me a lot of like clutch games against those matchups. It's just good to have in deck, and it makes it so like if you mill one of the traps you can just like make Beatrice and send this and set up double trap more often, because if you end double trap you usually can't really lose, and then 2 traps. 41 cards sadly wasn't the winning number there. Extra deck, Pala Galera, play 1 Dark, 1 Sprint and 1 Elf. don't think anything is
Jugadores del evento principal ya pueden
spicy.
comenzar
Play
a
the
jugar.
6 fusions you can
Jugadores del
play.
evento principal ya pueden comenzar a jugar.
Yeah, also nothing really to say about these. And then the extract, they want Beatrice. Wallow, I made this like once, but I think it is good to have the option just to like steal talents, is fusions. And it's like a pseudo Didicro, like it's pretty good. Also the attack boost is like pretty important sometimes, like to clear bigger monsters.
Yo, your Beatrice doesn't have the letters on it, does it?
Yeah, it's a misprint.
Wow, it looks really cool.
Thank you. Pulled myself. Música for like Exorcist or Thunder. Time Thief Redoer. This was one I wasn't really sure on, but like the Italians assured me that this one is a staple, and to be fair, it is, especially against like the non-mirror decks. This one is really good because you can, against Thunder for example, you'll almost always get a spell. Against Exorcist, it's quite important to like end on this with like the counter trap, Recalos, and then like you can use this in their standby phase, fuse for this, and then search heartbeat. So then if they have Mystic Mind, they can't like get more turns back, and you can save like the crime for something else. So this just comes up a lot in the other matchups. So glad it was there. I made it a $1. This is the only like combination you can really do going second in the mirror. And then we have the side deck. We have 2 Banshees with
One world?
2 zombie rolls and 1 set rotation. So this could have been like 3 zombie roll, but like you're just milling a lot more, and this could not be a 3rd Banshee because like you can shuffle them back. That's why 2 is fine, but sometimes they shift to you, and then if they clear the zombie roll, it's banished. So if 1 is not enough, and then set rotation is just like infinitely better than all of these because it also out Mystic Mind. But in general, this side was really good. Scattershot, and then I played double Effect Veiler and triple Orange Light for going second. My side banners were also that I would end up with 2 cards in the mirror that I just need to side out, and then Veiler in the mirror was really good. And this overlaps with any other matchup as well, like Flunder, Sprite. Like if I would change anything, I would add a 3rd Veiler and maybe put them in the main deck. Paulo played Imperm. I last minute decided to make Veiler because like if you go first, I also would like to side it in, but like sometimes if they hand trap you, you start playing, and then this being a monster, you can discard for Sheeran is just important. If you play Imperm, then if you start with Imperm and like 4 cards, then what do you actually play with 4 cards because you can't discard the Imperm. And like Imperm being a trap, so it doesn't trigger like talents, it's not really relevant because you have 15 other cards in their turn that also gonna trigger talents. And drawing it as your 6th card to like Chain on Dweller also just never happens because you have like Hoffness, Kelbeck, and all the bestials that just clog your field. So I think this was the correct one. And this one of course is game against anything that's not the mirror. So that one, this one was alright, like because sometimes you just draw it without a variant and it's nothing. So triple talents for going first and going second into like anything that's not the mirror. Like against Sprite, going second is really good as well, but it's mainly for going first in the mirror. And then 1 call play because it's another card that stops Shifter. That's the only reason it's there. That's it.